All right, I thought it'd be interesting to check out this Blu-ray player, the Panasonic UB820, and some of its weird little quirks that it has, because I don't know, I just found some of these things kind of interesting. Um, Maybe some of you have experienced some of these weird little quirks and wondered if this was true for all Panasonic UB820s, and really to a lesser extent the UB420 as well. I also have that Blu-ray player, so I thought it would be fun to kind of review some of the the weird quirks that I've learned by using this player. All right, so the movie I have here is Total Recall, the 4K version. And one of the first weird things that I noticed about the UB820, and I have another Panasonic Blu-ray player, it's the BT220. It's a regular Blu-ray player from around maybe 2012. And just this behavior, I want you to see this behavior and see if this makes any sense at all. Okay, so, all right, so here I am, I'm in the menu, okay, and let's say that we are playing, this is the beginning of the movie, and let's say you're playing the movie and you decide to hit stop. Okay, here's what you're going to see. Okay, this is one of the things that I noticed on the UB. This is also on the same behavior is also on the UB420. Let me show you. If I hit stop, okay, you have the following screen come up. All right, now it doesn't make any sense to me. All right, so here's the screen. And I remember the first time I saw this, I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do here? It doesn't tell you what you're supposed to do here. All right, if you hit the enter button on the remote, nothing happens. Use the arrow buttons, nothing happens. All right, so basically you're supposed to somehow know that you're supposed to hit the play button, but it doesn't tell you that, which I think is kind of funny. So I guess if you hit play, it'll start the movie again. If you hit menu or home, that'll take you back to the main menu. I get that. Okay, I just don't understand why you'd have so let's move now to my other Blu-ray player and show you how it does the exact same thing. Here we are now. We are looking at my other Blu-ray player, which is the Panasonic this one's in my bedroom, a BT220. All right, and I have a DVD playing on there. It's the Friday the 13th series. Okay, so what happens when you hit stop on the older Panasonic Blu-ray player? Let's find out. All right, here we go. We got a similar screen, but look, it has instructions. It says, press play to play the disc. To play a USB disc or the SD card, return to the home screen. Okay, so this is telling you what you're supposed to do. And again, this is an older unit. Okay, this is an older unit from 2013, and they had more common sense that you need. You don't just have a screen that just says Ultra Blu-ray and doesn't tell you what to do. This one tells you what to do. That's the first thing, which I thought was kind of strange. All right, so the next part that I'm gonna look at is the internet apps that are on here. There are only a few. It has Netflix, it has YouTube and Prime Video. There's also a Pandora app as well. I don't use Pandora, so I don't have any need for that. As been stated by many reviewers before, this is totally clunky and old-fashioned, and I have no idea why they're still using this. By the way, this is the exact same thing, the same screen you would see on my 2013 Panasonic Blu-ray player. It's exactly the same interface, okay? So let's open up Prime Video, okay? And I want to show you something. So Prime Video has shows that are in HDR, and there's a couple shows that have, it's just HDR10 on this Blu-ray player. There is some HDR10 Plus content, but it doesn't work through the Blu-ray player, all right? If I want to watch anything in HDR10 Plus, I have to go onto my TV, and this is Hisense H9G, and it's able to play the HDR10 Plus content that they have on Amazon Prime. Anyway, so right now I just booted up the Amazon Prime app, and let's look at the Expanse. Okay, so if you look at the Expanse, now I want you to look up at the top here what it says it features. It says 16 plus, It says UHD, so Ultra HD, and 5.1. All right, 5. HD. Where's the HDR? Because I know that this has HDR, right? If I, call up the newest episode of, actually, this is the episode I'm up to on The Expanse, and then I play it. Okay, again, it says UHD. It doesn't say HDR. All right, so starts playing the episode. Looks pretty good, but if I go to my settings of my TV, see how it says theater day? So it's not playing HDR right now. It's just playing regular SDR content, SDR version. So I was like, when I first got this Blu-ray player, I'm like, well, where's the HDR? I know it works because on the UB420, these shows were in HDR, HDR10. Okay, and this is what I found out. So you can get HDR on this player, but you have to change a setting to make it happen. So let's do that. And to tell you the truth, I just found this out by random chance. I thought, well, the UB420 doesn't have Dolby Vision, so perhaps if I turn off Dolby Vision, so go into the settings, and then turn off Dolby Vision, okay, and then go back to the internet apps. If you have this Blu-ray player and you're wondering why none of the Amazon Prime content is in HDR, that's all you have to do. Is just turn off Dolby Vision, enter back into the app, and guess what? HDR is back. So I don't know why that is. It doesn't make any sense to me. I was thinking maybe shows that there were a couple shows in Dolby Vision on Amazon Prime, including Jack Ryan's first season, but it's not in Dolby Vision. It's in HDR, and even if you have Dolby Vision on, it won't show it in Dolby Vision. So that's not what it is. I have no idea, but that's the way to fix it. Let me just show you. So again, go back into The Expanse, resume the episode. Okay, and then just if I look at the settings again on the TV, go to picture, HDR theater. So now it's in HDR. That's the first kind of wacky thing that I noticed here. So that's an easy fix though. If you're having an issue with no HDR on Amazon Prime, that's how to fix it. On Amazon Prime, there's a few shows that have Dolby Atmos. If you have like an Apple TV, or there's a couple other devices, probably the NVIDIA Shield and a few others, are able to do Atmos on some of the Amazon Prime shows. Those shows include, I noticed that The Expanse Season 5 has Atmos, Jack Ryan, Seasons 1 and 2, Carnival Row, first season, and there's a couple other things, including Suspiria. The Suspiria remake also has Dolby Atmos. On my UB420 and now on the UB820, I noticed that there is no Atmos on those shows. If you look at the top, it doesn't say 5.1, but if you play it, okay. See how it says Dolby Digital Plus, it says DD Plus, but Digital Surround. Okay, so it has Dolby Digital Plus. It's not playing the Atmos track, all right? So I knew this from the UB420, and then when I got the UB820, I noticed the same thing. Now here's something that's a little bit strange, right? If you go back to your settings menu and turn the Dolby Vision back on, remember how I just talked about turning the Dolby Vision off allowed you to see HDR? Well, here's what's funny. If you turn Dolby Vision on, so I'm gonna go ahead and turning Dolby Vision back on, okay? And going back into the app again, going back into Amazon Prime. All right. Remember, I said you can't get HDR on Amazon Prime when Dolby Vision is on, and that's true. You cannot. But oddly enough, you do get Atmos. This doesn't make any sense. I have no idea why this is, but I can show you right now. Here we go. Jack Ryan again, same episode. Okay, starting it up again. Resume. Okay, there's not going to be HDR, this is just UHD again. But guess what? It's playing with Atmos now. Okay, so you get to choose with the UB420. The UB420 you can't choose. But on the UB820, you can choose. Do you want Dolby Vision? I mean, do you want Atmos, or do you want 5.1? Okay, and the same choice, do you want HDR or do you want standard definition? So again, if you want Atmos to work on this Blu-ray player with Amazon Prime, you have to turn Dolby Vision on. You'll lose your HDR, but you'll gain Atmos. If you want HDR, you'll get HDR, but then you won't get Atmos, you'll get 5.1. Again, they didn't get it. Doesn't make any sense, but there it is. Now let's move on to Netflix. Netflix on the UB820. On the UB420, it doesn't have Dolby Vision as an option. Okay, but if you'll notice, as soon as I boot up Netflix, it goes into Dolby Vision mode. Okay, which is not really the greatest. So everything is like solely blown out. Everything's in Dolby Vision, even though it's not. So let me show you. I'll watch, here's a movie that's on Netflix called As Above, So Below. Okay, this is just an HD title, standard definition, but guess what? When you play it, it's going Dolby Vision, which means everything's like super bright and blown out. If you go into, let me show you. If I go into picture, it's in Dolby Vision bright, even though this is a standard definition title. This is not what you want, all right? So in order to fix this, in case you're wondering, how am I supposed to see standard definitions and standard dynamic range titles in actual standard dynamic range? You're gonna have to do that trick again with the Dolby Vision being turned off. Okay, so you'd go back into your menu, turn off Dolby Vision again. Okay, and then go back into your app. And back into Netflix. And this time there won't be the logo, the little logo saying Dolby Vision. That logo will not come up. And Netflix will be in standard dynamic range. So it'll be an SDR. Okay. So now everything's not all blown out like it was before. And if I watch that movie again, As Above, So Below, I'm resume playing it. And now, if I go into the settings of the TV,
break into places like this.
And now it says Theater Day, so it's in SDR, it's no longer in HDR or Dolby Vision. So that's how you fix that.
Hello? I saw you back.
Also, I do want to mention with regards to Netflix that it does feature Dolby Vision when you have Dolby Vision on your Dolby Vision titles in Netflix, and Atmos. So that's a nice little feature that you do get both of those things, keeping in mind that you will have to like manually shut off the Dolby Vision anytime you want to watch a non-Dolby Vision title. But if you look at like The Witcher, again, Dolby Vision and Atmos, and that's a pretty nice feature.